many times we are praying for things, and I was praying for something. And so I had been praying for something. Even being a Christian women's business coach, even having clients and things going well, even prospering through the pandemic, which I know has been a challenge for a lot of businesses. Even with all of that stuff happening, the reality was I was still praying for things. I'm still praying for things. And so it was easy for me to make a quick decision. Hey, you guys, what's going on, Christian Women's Business Academy? I think it's been like 2 weeks since I've been live in the group, so I wanted to hop in here and share some goodness. Hold on, there's something on my screen. It was distracting. For those of you who I have not had the opportunity to meet yet or talk to, my name is Demita McGee. I'm the creative mind behind the Christian Women's Business Academy, and I just wanted to hop in here and just share a little value. I pray you guys are doing amazingly well, and it's always a blessing to be able to chat. Let's get into the reason that I decided to do this live video. Listen, okay, so for those of you here who've been part of the Christian Women's Business Academy now for almost 2 years, you will know that about 21 months ago, in January of 2019, we started the year with a book club reading this book. Remember this book, you guys? And the reason that that book was such a big deal, I learned so much, and let me show it one more time for those of you. It went really, really quickly. It is called Business Secrets from the Bible. The author is Rabbi Daniel Lapin. Now, you know what? I haven't done this in a minute. There we go. There we go. Let's make it easy for y'all to see it. Okay, so here we go. Business Secrets from the Bible, the author, Rabbi Daniel Lapin. We launched or started last year, January, reading this book, and there were several people who participated in that book club. Well, you may not realize the reason that we started reading that book was because your girl, Demita, really wanted to understand more about doing business God's way. So what ended up happening was I just started asking some questions like, Lord, how do we handle money? How do we do things your way? Like, how should we begin? So we started with that book because I just had more questions. I wanted to understand how to do business God's way. I wanted to understand how to handle money God's way, and it led me down a whole different path that I did not expect. Why do I bring that up? Because about 4 or 5 months ago, I was still studying this topic. We started as a group, or as a community, but I never stopped studying that topic for the last 21 months. It hasn't stopped, like, at all. The more I learn, the more I want to know. Like, it's, at this point, I'm a lifelong student of this specific topic, okay? Or subject matter. What ended up happening about 4 or 5 months ago, my husband got a little curious, and he was like, Demita, I want to learn more about such and such. And I said, okay, cool. So what ended up happening, you guys, was when this opportunity popped up, it filled in another piece of the puzzle of the questions that I had been asking God about. Isn't that something? And I recognized it when it happened. Okay, why do I bring all of that up? Because the most interesting thing happens. So many times we are praying for things, and I was praying for something. And so I had been praying for something. Even being a Christian women's business coach, even having clients and things going well, even prospering through the pandemic, which I know has been a challenge for a lot of businesses. Even with all of that stuff happening, the reality was I was still praying for things. I'm still praying for things. And so it was easy for me to make a quick decision. I made a quick decision. Well, what I have since found out is successful people make quick decisions and change them slow. Did not know that. I was practicing a success trait that I didn't even know I had. In comes this baby here. Check this out. Wait. There we go. The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. This book covers 15 principles, 15 specific principles that he has found successful people operate by, okay? Napoleon Hill, you remember his name from the book Think and Grow Rich. That is one of the most famous books that he's done. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this bad boy is nice and thick, like a Bible in and of itself. However, what I learned from Napoleon Hill that I did not know was I was operating with some principles and I had no clue. And one of those is that successful people make decisions quickly and change them slow. Why is that important to note and to share? Because oftentimes we will not make decisions quickly. We feel like we need to think about it. We feel like we need to pray about it, as if we haven't been praying for something already. We feel as if we need to look at the pros, the cons, the ins and outs. And the reason is because oftentimes we feel like either we're missing something or maybe we're going to get cheated, right? Maybe that's what it is. And this is what I discovered about me. You guys ready for this? Ready? This is literally about me. And so if you identify, I get it. What I realized, y'all, I had a trust issue. A whole trust issue. So if there was someone who was excessively intelligent on a particular subject, let's say money, and let's say that I wasn't, I thought, well, I need to do my research about what you're talking about. Look, if I had known it up until that point, I would have been exercising it. But I had a trust issue because they knew more than me. I didn't want to get cheated. I didn't want to get scammed. Like, I literally had to go through those things in my mind. Why do I say that? Because we often make decisions slowly. And you know what happens when we do that? The door or the window of opportunity can sometimes close, but it doesn't really close. It just passes to the next person who is open enough to see it. Opportunities are around. Like, they come a dime a dozen. Do you guys realize that? Like, it's not like, oh, an opportunity came today, I'm not going to get another one for 6 years. No, they're everywhere. Literally everywhere. Everywhere. When you're open and receptive to them, they're everywhere. And so what I want to encourage you guys to do is this. I stopped in here for this, to encourage you. When you are praying for something, as many of us have done so often, when it shows up looking completely different than you anticipated it to look, stop shooting it down. Let me give you an example. This right here, you guys see this? These are my, they truly are. These are my mustard seeds. And so normally here in my bedroom, I started to keep them in my office. I thought it'd be better because they just remind me of the size faith I need to have. So this is the thing, you guys. We often will pray for an oak tree sized opportunity. We want big money. We want big results. We want big influence. We want big. In fact, I had a sign behind myself. It's on the other side over there where Giselle is dancing that says dream bigger. And so we want big. And I will never discourage you from dreaming and wanting big. But when you ask for an oak tree sized opportunity, you know what often happens? This. God gives you an acorn. I've had this thing for a while, you see. It's broken. I keep it as a reminder. This is what God sends. An acorn. This is an acorn for an oak tree. It's an acorn. All the potential for an oak tree is in this acorn. It's almost hard to believe that a 100-foot tree can grow from something that's an inch. It's almost hard to believe. But we want the tree. We don't want the seed. We want the tree. We don't want the seed. That just spoke to me. And this is what I want to encourage you with today. God gives you the seed. And it is up to us to take this seed and to nurture it and develop it. What does that look like? That means we put in the work. What does the work look like? The work might look like, oh, I need to do some personal development because I'm not the person I need to become to have the tree that I want to have yet. I got to do some development. I got to learn things like, oh, about the law of compensation that says when I do more than what's required of me soon, I'll have a lot more than I have now, right? I have to do things like learn, what does the Bible say about business? How do I do business God's way? I may be, I got to get better at making phone calls. It may be, oh my God, I got to get better at putting systems in place. It may be I got to put in a whole bunch of reps trying to figure out how to do a sales close. How do I close people? When I talk to them on the phone and they're the right person, how do I close them? It may be, how do I get enough people into the funnel? You see, it's a whole process. It may be I want to learn how to run ads, but I don't have a clue as to how to do that. It may be I want to learn how to do e-commerce, but how in the world do I do e-commerce? It could be so many different things. And maybe I want to learn how to start investing, but I don't have a clue where to begin. And so he gives us this. And it is our responsibility to take this that he gives us and nurture it. And so it becomes that oak tree. But this is the best part about this. It's not about the oak tree. It's not even about this. It's about the person you become taking this and nurturing this idea, this vision God gives you, nurturing it into a massive oak tree. It's about the person you become in the process. And so stop trying to skip the process. There's no way around it. No way around it. But most importantly, we don't even get to the process if we don't do this first. If we aren't open to the opportunities that God places before us, because just like she said, they are everywhere, literally everywhere. And it is your responsibility to be open when he sends it to you. It's going to look so different than what you want. Oh my God, it's going to look so different. But you're going to become this amazing woman because you did not try to circumvent the process. So I wanted to just stop it here today to encourage you. I did. I wanted to stop it here today to let you know, listen, start operating with the traits of the successful people. And if you don't know what those traits are, start picking up some things like these kinds of books. The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. Yes, it's long. I get it. Just take a chapter a week, a chapter every couple of days, and then a couple of months you'll be done with this. But you know what? A lot of super successful people do. They read a book a month. Can you read 12 books in a year? You can do it. I know you can. It's about doing those things that help us stand apart from the crowd. If 98% of the crowd is going this way, I promise you, you need to go this way. I promise you, you do. And there are not a lot of people reading books like the ones that we just talked about here today. So prayerfully, that was helpful for you. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me for a few minutes. If you are not following me on Instagram, get on over there and follow me. Why aren't we connected on Instagram? Because that's where I do a lot more stuff. I'm so happy it was helpful. Good stuff. That's why I do a lot of hanging out. I do more hanging out on Instagram. It's just easy to do it in my stories because they come and they go. They're easy to digest. And so if we're not connected, make sure we're connected there. And then of course there's always Facebook stories, and that's for my personal page. Okay, so if we're not connected, we can definitely connect on Instagram. I appreciate you guys. Prayerfully, this was really, really helpful for you. And I'm going to let you know right now, I'm looking for leaders. Okay, I'm looking for leaders. I'm looking for people that are like, I was praying. Demetra, I've been praying for a while now, and I'm not passing over opportunities because it may not look like the oak tree that I'm praying for, but it may just be that seed that God is trying to plant, and I'm ready to rock. So if that's you, just send me a quick message and let's chat about it. All right. You guys have an amazing rest of your day and an amazing rest of your week. Love you guys to life. Bye-bye.